So this part three of there is more to cars than just fuel economy. So there's this part or aspect of cars people don't uh, usually talk about or don't even consider when they are looking for cars to buy or considering buying maybe like a Peugeot vehicle, something like that. So which is very very important, as it's in fact it's one of the things or one of like it's among the priorities for me, but most people don't seem to even know that, probably out of inexperience or I don't know. And that is the braking system and the suspension, the road, in fact not the suspension now, because the road handling of every vehicle. People usually don't look at these things. They just keep focusing: does it consume fuel? Does it consume fuel? Is it cheap to maintain? This and that. But they don't actually consider their own safety, or maybe their own family or individual. People they care about their own safety. They don't care. I think search for your own. I mean, it's self-love first. You have to love yourself before even any other person. So when you don't even care about yourself, is a big issue. And so understand that irrespective of fuel consumption of a car, not all of them is that good when it comes to the braking distance or how the vehicle stops or how the car handles on certain situations on the road, on high speed, on low speed. These are the things I look at before I even think, okay, maybe this car will be among the ones I want to have or something. That's which is the same. That's why I talk about road handling and the braking. When I talk about braking system, I'm talking about the stopping distance, the braking distance, the stopping distance. Any whichever one you want to choose. So it's very very important. Understand that in every vehicle model, every Peugeot model, usually Peugeot model they will have which car will I use now? Okay, let me use 407. Let's start. Let's use for Peugeot 407. So just because there is Peugeot 407 doesn't mean that this one has a better brake or that all of them have the same braking capacity. No. Not all will save you the way the rest of the car will do. Their braking components are not the same. Some are designed to be able to protect you better than the others. Because brake is about safety, about you. You're protecting your life. Because if there's a kind of speed you will be, or you might not even be speeding. In fact, you might even be doing 80 kilometers per hour, and there will be a need for you for the car to stop as quickly as possible. And because the braking system is not that good, it will just because the braking system is not as hold on. Okay, so because the braking system is not as good as it should be, maybe let's assume you are driving, you are not speeding, you are doing 60, 80 kilometers per hour, maybe on a free road, expressway, highway, and then suddenly from nowhere, one big giant animal will just jump out of the road, or one big truck or something will just drive into the road without even looking, and you are almost very close to it. What will save you at that time, it doesn't matter how religious you are, what will save you at that time is how good your braking system is, or how powerful it is when the braking system of that car is, or how good. Okay, it might be powerful, but the components are weak. I'm talking about the system of the braking system. It could be, or the brake on the vehicle. It could be that they design it as performance, However, maybe because you went and put a fake brake pad, or the brake pad has already worn, or there's a leakage, or someone of the braking system is faulty, or ABS is bad, and you are using it like that, you're not gonna be most likely not will not protect you in that case. So you might match the brake, and for the car to stop as as soon quickly as possible, you just slide and take you into under the vehicle. Let's assume it's a truck, just boom. Yeah, and you know that might be your end if you survive. So that might be the end of the car, or it could end up hitting someone else. That's what I'm saying. Those are the things people don't actually even consider safety. Just everywhere talk about fuel economy. So understand that not all four said this cut across all Peugeot models. So understand that not just because it's 406, just it's 307, 206, or even 548, 308, whichever Peugeot model you want to talk, you can ever think of. It doesn't mean all of them will have the same braking capacity. No. Some will be much better than the others. Those are things you look at. So stop focusing so much on fuel economy. You won't, like most times when I say this, you won't really understand until you experience this. I've had an accident once or even twice. Can't even. I think majorly I would say about 3 times. But I'm so lucky that I had this accident in my earlier days of driving. So all these things shaped my choices when it comes to cars I will have. Like I said, I'm happy that I had those incidents. Very unpleasant, a sad experience, but that's one of it made me to keep myself alive now, because any car that I'm not buying, I have to look at, see, these things matters. These things matters, because if you look down, if you take it for granted, I don't know. I'm not wishing anybody, but these are things you have to look at. So some you have to consider how good is that brake is, which one is more powerful. Okay, even if it's not that powerful enough, okay, now you know. Okay, you might get the fuel economy, but hey, you have to be careful how you drive this car, because the brake is not as good as the other with this other engine, even though it's the same particular model of Peugeot car, the same production year, but then the braking capacities differ. One has one, we call it, like I said, stopping distance. One can be able to stop within 2 seconds or less, while the other one may take, giving the same speed with the same occupants or added weight load to the vehicle. One might be able, or with same quality of tire, one might stop immediately you press the brake much shorter than the other. So if the object is very close, it means one may be able to protect, while the other one may slam into the object. So these are things you have to do. Then the second one is the road handling. People, in fact, you only hear this word among people, the hardcore enthusiasts, not just enthusiasts, the true hardcore people who are in blood, as in the vehicles run into their blood. Those are people that actually consider road handling. And what is road handling? Road handling is not just going on a straight line. You are driving, you are doing 80, 70 kilometers per hour. Suddenly something jumps out of the road. Probably don't require braking or something, or even may require braking. Then you act on your steering. There are some that, even though it's the same model of the car, or might be all 407, but then there's a 407, you might do it the way you might do it, it may take you into the bush. While some you might do it, it will keep you look as if nothing really happened. The car may not even move much. What I mean, when you swap the steering, you see that, it still maintain a straight line, or not necessarily straight line. You see that you can easily control the vehicle without veering off the car, while the other one will just lose control off completely, no matter how good you are behind the steering wheel. Because the system is not meant to handle that. They do, as they are producing all these cars, they look at the cost. Some are cost more than the others. Brand new. Forget that when they are second hand now, they basically cost almost the same. Brand new, some cost are. So if you want a better safety feature or to protect them more in the car, you go for this. You spend more money. If you can't afford this, then go for this other one. But however, no, there are risk involved. There are standard safety features in every car, but some have higher ones. So when it comes to road handling, they put a lot of things to make some handle better than the other ones in cases like this. There are some cars you could say for the 407. There are some that might be driving doing 100 kilometers per hour or something, and then there's a blowout. What might actually put a lot of fears in you, the way the car will behave before it eventually comes to stand still. Start moving up, the front may start going sideways or this or that, before the car comes to a halt, if you don't freak out. Why the other? Because the way they design the suspension, the blowout, you may not even feel it, or except that sound. That may be the only thing that you may even know that was your tire blown. But yeah, the car will maintain as if nothing happened. Maintain straight line of stability and the rest. Because of the design of the system, it had maybe a performance suspension or this and that. So these are the things you look at. Your own say. That's why I said this particular part 3. This is the part 3 of there's more to cars than fuel economy. Always consider that too. You matter a lot as well. Not just you have to save more. There's nothing wrong in saying, but if you're always thinking about, I don't want to spend, I want to keep. It's like people who don't care about their own safety by buying any type of tire because they want the cheapest. But the funny thing, you buy a low quality tire or tire that is no longer, it has expired or something, yet you hit the highway and start pushing your car to the limit, expecting that the tire is supposed to serve you like those brand new original one or high quality tires will serve. When something happens, who do you blame? The people in your village or that your God was asleep or what? So, safety matters too because a car is like a house. Always know that. It's basically the same thing like a house. If you don't build your house very well with low quality foundation or inferior block or cement or something like that, it's going to collapse one day and if you're inside, might be your end. So same thing with car. So if you don't use it well, drive it well, or use low quality tires or do this thing, it might end you as well. So your safety matters too. It's not just always for economy. Some, even though it's the same model, but they look at sometimes they use engine capacity to determine how good they make the braking system on that particular model, or not just the model or that. And let's come back to 407. The engine of 407 determines the braking system, how powerful the braking system is. They are not all the same. 1.8, 2.0, 2.2, 3.0. Likewise, the suspension. Even the one with the biggest engine, there are also some of them handle better than the other. Even though they have the same engine, same gearbox, yet they design the suspension for some to handle better. You are on a high speed, suddenly you are driving, maybe it's on a road, you don't really know much, or you've forgotten, and suddenly you realize you're entering a small corner, you realize, wow, the bend is actually very, very sharp, and you're already entering on a higher speed. Some of them some of the 407 will handle more better, and you may not even notice that you're actually turning on that high speed, that the car is. Why some will start behaving as if they want to veer off the road. See, I could go on and on, but like I said, most people that care about this are those, like I said, who actually understand. Maybe they've experienced some of this, had accident, and knew what caused this accident, and now say, okay, my next car, I'm gonna get one that will be able to prevent this, at least to a large extent, from reoccurring. Because no matter what you do, there are some things that you don't have control over until it happens. So you do the best you can. However, you have to get one, do the ones, get something For example, how you drive, or because how you drive might differ from the other person, how the person drives. So if you know how you drive, you might be able to get something that can be able to at least have some protection, or be able to work with your driving style as well, rather than the one that may not be able to handle it. So it's not just always for economy. This is why I'm saying this. Most people, almost everybody will come and tell you, I want one that will consume the least, or doesn't even consume fuel at all, as in they want the fuel gauge to remain there for 2 months of 50,000 kilometer drive. But yet, as soon as they hit the highway, they want the tachometer RPM to hit the red zone. They want the speedometer to hit the last figure on that instrument panel. But yet, the ones, if safety doesn't matter to them, the ones that have a better safety feature for the occupants of the vehicle, it doesn't matter until something now happens. Most times it's when you survive that you will not learn your lesson. Sometimes people don't actually learn the lesson because they still assume that it's all the same. I know that people who are not that into cars always think that, oh, it's high speed that causes accident. If I start telling you stories, I knew one of my friends when I was in university. He was with his parents, he was the one driving. I don't want to mention. See, with his parents, is another sibling in the vehicle. They were on a low speed on the expressway between Enugu and Oka. Wasn't even speeding. Imagine he has his parents in his car, so of course they won't speed. Guess what? One of the tires, just a blowout, boom. It was according to the brother, because it was later who made the brother. Said you're doing about 80 kilometers per hour. The tire just boom. I think one of the front tires or the rear tires. The car couldn't handle the just started veering before you know it off the road. Started somersaulting. 80 kilometers per hour. People will think, oh, you're over speeding. That's what kills. If you make that statement, you are so inexperienced in cars. You don't even know what you're talking about. Guess what? The guy, by the time the car finished somersaulting, everybody came out, but the other guy died there. He didn't even survive. As in, before they could rush him to hospital, he was already dead. If I think he was doing the somersaulting, that something happened. That was it. So these are things you have to look at. Don't always think that, oh, but I'm not the speed type. I don't do all those things. Yeah, but understand that car, people say car is a lie. Some will protect you better. Some will, they are not the same. Even when they are the same model. Sometimes they change a lot of things. Sometimes even with the engine model, maybe the next production year, they will add another feature there. That will, another safety feature, which the previous year did not have. Yeah, the same engine model. So those are things to look at. Always consider the safety part of a car while you are choosing a car to buy. Not everything is about fuel economy. I don't know why people are so fixated on it. And it's costing some people their lives, which people don't talk about because, once it has happened, nobody wants to go there again. So, I hope this helps. Like I said, once I keep remembering everything, all this, I will be doing more parts of this video because I know it's very, very important because people just don't know, or I don't know, or even when they know, they don't always remember or consider it. They'll just look at what is everybody saying we should go for, or what is this, or what is that. So safety matters, and safety comes with, when it comes to cars, some things, apart from suspect, there could be other things, but I just want to focus on these two. The road, how the car handles. Then the braking of system of the vehicle, how good it is. Maybe you could also take for a drive, see the one, see, okay, how does the braking system is. But I always prefer do it when you are on a higher speed. Because that's how we know how good the brake is. Not when you are doing 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers per hour. push up the car a little, then push the brake as low as you can, then see what happens. You could see some, you see, among the 407, one will keep going as if you might not stop. You just do, you take a while before the car will be able to get to a standstill. Why the other one will be, as they are touching it, as if the car is almost getting to a stop. So those are the things you have to look at. Consider that too. Okay, that's it.